Okay, so we're looking to recap the hard drive and floppy drive. Now a big question is, how do I get them out? That is a very good question, because I'm not actually sure. So I've got to take the power supply out, I know that, because it is right in the way at the moment. And it's faulty, that doesn't help. Never helps. There we go, I just need this power button a bit more free. So floppy drive is there. And you just sort of pull at it. No, that's not how it happens. Okay, that's fine. There are little plastic clips at the front that you've got to be very careful not to snap. If your plastic is a bit degraded, they will snap. Just look at the Amstrad Mega PC. Yikes, what a mess that thing is. Bring it forward and wiggle it, I guess. Are there more clips under here? I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh god, the whole thing's going to fall off the table. Oh yeah, that's... Oh, that's good. That's good. So, looking at this, this was manufactured month 5 of 91. In the olden days. At least this front bit was. Now when I put this back on, I've got to make sure all the switches are in the right locations, otherwise it ain't going back on properly. So if we have a look at the front here, this is actually quite a similar, I mean, obviously being an IBM based machine, a very similar design to the IBM PS2 Model 30. Both the 8086 and the 2086, 286, 286. Anyway, so all we do is, there's a little lift thing, a little bit of lift plastic, squeeze it together, and the drives come out. Now you also want to make sure they're disconnected from their ribbon cables. Or whatever they are. Oh, there's one floppy drive free. It's got a floppy disk in it. That's cool. And same thing for this guy. It's alright, don't panic. Disconnect the cable, nice edge connector. I mean, come on, why are the edge connectors so bloody big if they could work out floppy cables like that one? I mean, what is that? Oh gosh, the capacitors are a mess on that one. That's fine. And then you can discard the rest of the machine for the moment. That's how you get the floppy drive and hard drive out. So this one's a bit more messy. Looks like that pad is just completely gone. Thankfully I managed to poke a little bit of wire through. A little bit of trace wire. So I should be able to tidy that up. Although the question is, should I? Actually I could. I could definitely tidy that up. I need a pair of wire cutters. Well, in this case they're scissors. Snippy, Snippy, Snippy the bush kangaroo. Now if I can just get this kynar to strip upward. Oh, look at that. So now the kynar doesn't actually have any kynar on it, it's just a very thin wire. What I'll be able to do is sort of a makeshift pad covered in solder. Or something. Either that or the whole thing will just catch on fire, one of the two. I do have the flamethrower handy as well for catching spiders that enter my room. So we are, so that's C6, so that's the, oh I need the capacitors. Where are the capacitors? 100 UF. Yes please. Yes please. Get out of the thing. Get out of the packaging. Get out of there. Get out. Good. Good. I hope you did. Some 47s. Quantity of 2. That's about it. Then we just got to desolder these disasters, these radial capacitors, as we've all come to know them over the years. I can't actually see that second solder leg, so that's fine, I'll do this one. That's fine, not upset. I am upset when the capacitors get hot and my hand is on them. It makes me very upset. This one, we can just get the... Oh god, that pad is lifted too, okay. And now the capacitor is melted onto it. That's not helpful. Get off there. Capacitor. Okay, so C6 also has a little via right next to it, so that's good to know at least. Ah, hot! What was I expecting? What was I expecting? What do I ever expect from these projects? Do it yourself! Do it yourself! That's what I say! Just do it yourself! What the heck's holding that one up? Voodoo! Voodoo? Wait, it's still connected on this side. Oh, you sneaky solder. Can't trick me forever. Ah. Okay, so, process is much the same. Just be very careful of good old C6 over here. Poor little guy. Now, if I were to sell these, I would not sell them as professionally reworked. In fact, I'm not inclined to sell them because it cost me quite a bit to get them. Once I realised that they'd work with the TeraDrive natively, I was like, holy bananas, that's awesome. And then I discovered the XTIDE project and I was like, huh, this is way more fun than just installing a hard drive. Isn't it the way it always is though? So I'm stuck with a bunch of hard drives I don't really need. But, you know, it never hurts to have spares, especially when they've all, well, by default they come with bad blocks. So I can leave that solder on that pad because this is an old solder, it's only probably about a year old. And let's see if I can work some magic here. So negatives are all, have I put the negatives on the other two all in the right direction? I have, good. So the 100 goes in the middle. So let's put that in there. Heat up the solder. Beautiful. And now all I've got to do is get these two to bridge, which should actually be pretty easy looking at it. I need a smaller pair of scissors. Gosh, smaller than small. Well, better scissors to use than these. Delightful. Magnificent. I'm fixing things. Nearly burnt myself with my soldering iron. Okay, so I need to make that bridge. Let's hope not too much flux goes everywhere, because that will suck. No, join up with the... Join? No, it's just putting flux everywhere. Or rosin. Ha! That worked though. Question is, do I poke it again and risk? Of course I do. Of course I do. And now it's completely disconnected. I can't see anything because there's not enough light in this room. Joy of joys. Let's have a look. What do we got? Is that the bit of wire? Gosh, it was trying to join up with a different via. Bad wire, bad wire. Just bend it so it actually touches the damn thing. Stop adding solder to the bloody iron. I can't tell if that's joined properly. I guess one way I could test is if I had my my multimeter. That would be a good way to do it. Now, being a capacitor, it stores charge, but that shouldn't stop it as long as I'm going in the right direction. Negative goes on that side. Let's put it onto beepy mode. Let's make sure the via is still intact. Pretty sure it's this one. And that one, that's good. Maybe I've got them back to front. Just don't forget, I don't do this for a living. It's all right for me to make mistakes. If you do this for a living, shame on you. Where'd the beep go? It beeped. I'll try. Alright, so there's resistance. Let's try it on a normal looking capacitor. Maybe because it's out of the circuit. How annoying. How annoying. But I guess, it's a bit of a tough one. Can't really see. I'll come back to it. I'll come back to that one. Let's continue on. So, we've cleaned these pads down. You can use some isopropyl to get rid of some of the flux if you so wish. Just add some solder to the negative pads. This must have been the first TeraDrive hard drive I worked on. Which explains why there are two pads lifted on the one side. Something I didn't want to make a habit of, obviously. So 100 microfarad goes in the middle, as far as I can remember. And just heat up the pad a little bit, and it'll just melt in. Melt in and burn my fingers, yes, delightful. Feed some more solder in from the other side. Back to the other side again. Make sure you let it cool. Do as I say, not as I do. Looking good. Looking good. Ah, very hot. So then we got the old other 47. That one went in a lot less crooked than the other ones. Still crooked a little bit, but much less crooked. Heat the pad. Work out where the end of your solder is in low light. I mean, I can blame a lot of this on low light, but there's also my general incompetence. See, that doesn't help, that just casts shadows. go. It's all attached. Now that it's in the circuit, I can give it a read with this to see how similar it is to the other one. 334 ohms. This one's got like mega ohms. No, kilo ohms. It's a lot less ohms, but it is in a different part of the circuit. So I have to assume that there's something flowing through it. And by making contact with that, with the wire rather than the actual capacitor solder pad, it does give me a bit of faith that it is actually connected. This will be the main. This is the main hard drive that goes in the TeraDrive, so I'll know pretty quick if it doesn't work because there'll probably be some sort of like fireworks. If I had a dog here, it would be a very bad idea because the dog would probably get upset. Clean, get all the fingerprints off it. My fingers do not like black. Leave smudges everywhere. So there you have it. That's 3 of the 3 hard drives recapped. Now I've just got to do the floppy drives, and we're all clear sailing on the TeraDrives for the moment, until I have to repair the actual TeraDrive itself, which should be a worst case. I just steal the power supply from the other TeraDrive. But there they are. So I'll also have a closer look at them in another video. Thanks for watching.